A student claims he was sent home over a shirt that said, quote, "There are only two genders." A 12-year-old boy from Massachusetts claimed he was sent home from school a few weeks ago for wearing a t-shirt that declared that there are only two genders, which he was told made other students feel unsafe. Oh, those poor students. Your shirt saying a biological fact makes me feel unsafe. Ah! These crying, whiny liberals. Jeez. But I do have actually the video of this boy, an incredibly brave kid, I might add, going in front of his school board talking about this exact incident. So here is that boy. We're going to split this clip up a little bit so we can play all of it and make sure that we kind of break it down a little bit more. But here is this 12-year-old who was pulled from class for wearing an only two gender shirt, confronting his school board.
Hello. Good evening. My name is Liam Morrison. I'm in the 7th, 10th grade at Nichols Middle School. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you today. I never thought that the shirt I wore to school on March 21st would lead me to speak with you today. On that Tuesday morning, I was taken out of gym class to sit down with two adults for what turned out to be a very uncomfortable talk. I was told that people were complaining about the words on my shirt, that my shirt was making some students feel unsafe. Yes, words on a shirt made people feel unsafe. They told me that I wasn't in trouble, but it sure felt like I was. I was told that I would need to remove my shirt before I could return to class. When I nicely told them that I didn't want to do that, they called my father. Thankfully, my dad supported my decisions and came to pick me up. What did my shirt say? 5 simple words. There are only two genders.
5 simple words. This kid is so professional. This kid's 12 years old, and he's going up in front of his school board doing what I try to do at 22. He's speaking truth to power, everybody. This kid, honestly, is more brave than 90% of society right now. He is willing to put everything on the line. He was just trying to wear a shirt that said a biological fact to him, and he's going in front of his school board telling them, "You're wrong for trying to silence my speech." And he's doing it so professionally, too. Speaking in front of a crowd like that, in front of people that are seen, and it's not a massive crowd, but speaking in front of people that are seen as having a power over you and doing it so professionally. Oh my gosh, we got to keep going with this. This kid is doing such a great job.
Nothing harmful, nothing threatening, just a statement I believe to be a fact. I have been told that my shirt was targeting a protected class. Who is this protected class? Are their feelings more important than my rights? I don't complain when I see
That is the quote right there. Are their feelings more important than my rights? You know, the title of this video today on YouTube and Facebook and everywhere is the removal of wisdom. Because it shouldn't take a 12-year-old to pose a wise question of, are their feelings more important than my rights? It shouldn't take that 12-year-old saying that for that wisdom to be reinserted into society. Because the obvious answer to that question is no. But like I was talking about on the live stream, common sense isn't so common anymore, everybody. Common sense isn't so common. So to some, to the alphabet mafia fascists, their feelings are 100 times more relevant than my rights and more important. Let's keep hearing what more this kid has to say.
Pride flags and diversity posters hung throughout the school. Do you know why? Because others have a right to their beliefs just as I do. Not one person, staff, or student told me that they were bothered by what I was wearing. Actually, just the opposite. Several kids told me that they supported my actions and that they wanted one too. I was told that the shirt was a disruption to learning. No one got up and stormed out of class. No one burst into tears. I'm sure I would have noticed if they had. I experience disruptions to my learning every day. Kids acting out in class are a disruption, yet nothing is done. Why do the rules apply to one yet not another? I feel like these adults were telling me that it wasn't okay for me to have an opposing view. Their arguments were weak, in my opinion. I didn't go to school.
owning. This kid is owning these teachers and these school board members. Their arguments were weak, in my opinion. I love that. This is like mini Ben Shapiro. I love this kid. I don't know who he is or where he's. I got to find this kid because I want to get him on the show because he speaks truth to power better than I do, better than most adults I know. Their arguments were weak, in my opinion. Yes, this kid is single-handedly showing everybody how important it is to stand up and say something when the loudest voices might be trying to shout you down. And in fact, this kid, I got to look up exactly how the court proceedings and everything are going for this kid. And there's more to his speech, and we're going to get to it. But clearly, this kid is more than in the right. You want to know how I know? Because so he claims that the reason why he was told to remove it is because it was, quote, a distraction to the classroom. Same arguments were made in a Supreme Court case back in the 70s, maybe it was late 60s, called Tinker v. Des Moines. Tinker v. Des Moines is a Supreme Court case where there were students that wore armbands to school. These armbands had the purpose of protesting the Vietnam War. And this ended up becoming such a big deal. It was very similar in the fact that people were, or that the school tried to take the armbands away, saying you can't wear these at school. They're a distraction in the classroom. Went all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said it is not actively disrupting the classroom. And so the free speech of students must be protected. This is almost no different than that. It's a t-shirt, which is, if anything, even less distracting than an armband. So this kid is constitutionally and judicially in the right. Let's keep listening while we end out this segment. Let's listen to the rest of this boy's speech.
That day to hurt feelings or cause trouble. I have learned a lot from this experience. I learned that a lot of other students share my view. I learned that adults don't always do the right thing or make the right decisions. I know that I have a right to wear a shirt with those 5 words. Even at 12 years old, I have my own political opinions, and I have a right to express those opinions. Even at school, this right is called the First Amendment to the Constitution. My hope in being here tonight is to bring the school committee's attention to this issue. I hope that you will speak up for the rest of us so we can express ourselves without being pulled out of class. Next time, it may not only be me. There might be more students that decide to speak out. Thank you for your time and good night.
Gives him a warning too at the end. He gives him a constitution lesson by saying, I'm protected by the First Amendment. And then he gives him a warning and says, hey, right now it's just me. But you might have more students that will decide to speak up even further in the future. This kid, I only saw parts of this video before, and then somebody in my comment section brought it up to me. This kid is the definition of bravery in today's world. He is speaking truth to power. He is calling it like he sees it. And he's got more wisdom than the majority of adults, period, nowadays.